Hi, my name is Ed Khouri, and we're going to tell you about our parents. My father's name was Anton Khouri.
My mom's name was Josephine Jacobs. I'm the daughter, Kathy Khouri, Di Lorenzo.
My father, Anton Khouri, immigrated from Palestine. He stayed there and worked with some of his friends for about 3 years, and then came to Flint, Michigan. While he was in Flint, he worked in various grocery stores, and after a while he decided that he didn't want to work for anyone else, so he bought 6 small grocery stores and worked in those. After that, the Second World War started, and he had to go to work for the government. He got a job at General Motors AC division, which made parts for all General Motors, for all American tanks, planes, and guns. He worked there for 5 or 6 years, and at the same time he bought a grocery store, a larger grocery store, and worked in there. He worked at General Motors AC from 6 a.m. to 3:30 to 4:30 every day, which was at least 11 or 12 hours every day. Then he would take a bus up to his grocery store on the corner of North Saginaw Street and Carpenter Road and stay there till 9:30 at night, then take another bus back home. I remember I used to come down and sit with him at 10 o'clock at night around the kitchen table, and that's about the only time I ever saw him during the week. That was a 7-day-a-week ritual with him. I can remember when I was about 6 or 7 years old, my mother would go and buy me a couple of hamburgers, and we used to go up on Pearson Road where there's a General Motors plant that made tanks, and we used to watch them. It was a real thrill for me because I was young and had never seen a tank before.
When my mom was 17, she met my dad, Anton Khouri, and fell in love immediately and thought he was the most handsome man in the world. But they did have some parental objections because my grandmother had other plans for my mom, so they were not supposed to date. However, they did. And whenever my mom would go out with my dad, my 2 uncles had to go along, and they were teenage boys, which made my mother's life pretty miserable. But finally my mom and dad decided that they were going to elope, which they did. They had 3 children: my sister Joanne, who was born in 1923, my brother Edward, who was born in 1937, and I was born in 1943.
When the Second World War was over and the men were coming home from battle, they all got together and decided to form a club. They called it the Owatan Club. At that time, they got all the young ladies who were in that same age category and had them join, and they formed a club, and they had about 75 people in it. They used to have a good time when they were young. They always went to dances. They had a club meeting every week. They really had a good time because they could reminisce and talk about God knows what.
I think one of the greatest blessings is that my mother taught great discipline and even greater love and a pride in who we were and where we came from. And I've always been so proud of her Lebanese heritage and her Catholic faith. And I've tried and hope that my children will also have that dignity in who we are and what they are, and be proud of their Arab heritage. And I think they are.